Hello everyone, this is D Beehive. Today I'll teach you how to crochet this cute chick. The video is very detailed, so you can learn even without any experience. First, let's take a look at its structure. It consists of a body, mouth, eyes, comb, wings, tail, legs, and bib. Take out the material package. You can see that part of the first round has been completed here, which can be used as a reference. To continue crocheting, of course, the instructional video starts from the beginning, so let's get started. This crochet hook is size 7, made of aluminum alloy, and the outer cover is made of silicone material. It feels comfortable to hold, but if used for a long time or with improper force, the hook will be pulled out. You only need to push it back. Hold the yarn with your right hand and start wrapping it around your left little finger. Then wrap it around the back of your index finger and then counterclockwise around your middle finger. Wrap it around once more. The yarn end here is reserved for about 3.5 inches. While holding the yarns with your thumb, pass the hook through the 2 loops with the hook tip facing down. Press the yarn to pull it out of the 2 loops. Flip the hook upward. Place the hook under the yarn over, pull the yarn through the loop on the hook. 1 CH chain stitch is done. From the side, it looks like a V. This CH is a turning chain. It is not used as the number of stitches. If these 3 yarns are tangled together, you can remove them from the middle finger. Sort them out and then put them back on the middle finger. Pinch this CH and lift the hook upwards to reduce the size of the CH. The hook is inserted into the 3 yarns of the middle finger. The hook is wounded from below the yarn. Then pass the 3 yarns on the left, middle finger and pull the yarn out. At this time, there are 2 loops on the hook. Here are some points to note. You can pause and watch. Yarn over and pass the 2 loops on the hook. As the hook passes through, the hook lifts upward. 1 SC single crochet stitch is completed. Hang a stitch marker on this V. This is the first stitch of the first round. Side view, also a V. Continue to crochet the remaining 5 SC. Hang a stitch marker on the 6th SC. This is the last stitch of the first round. Pull the yarn end slowly and find the one that is contracted between the 2 yarns. Pinch it and pull it upwards. Pull the yarn end tight to shrink this yarn. Here's what you received. Insert the hook into the stitch marker position. The stitch marker should be removed here, but it is not removed to make it easier for beginners to understand, so it will be a bit troublesome to insert the hook. Yarn over. Pull the yarn out from the V. When the hook pulls out the yarn, the hook tip must be facing downwards. Then pull it out from the loop on the hook. SL slip stitch is completed. Before starting the second round of crochet, we need to tighten the loop under the hook. You can do this by lifting the hook upward, or you can remove the hook and then pull the yarn on the hook upward. Pull the yarn tight. You need to use a little force. As you can see, this loop is significantly smaller. This is done to make the finished product more beautiful. After completing the first round, we can see that there are 6 stitches between the 2 stitch markers, that is, 6 V. In the second round, we'll start crocheting in these 6 V's. Start crocheting the second round. Yarn over, pull over the loop on the hook. One CH is completed. It is turning chain of the second round. Insert the hook into the stitch marker position. Yarn over. Pull the yarn from the stitch marker position. Yarn over. Pull the yarn from the 2 loops on the hook. One SC is completed. Hang a stitch. Marker. This is the first stitch of the second round. Continue to crochet 1 SC in the same position. The SC-INC single crochet increase is completed. Continue to crochet SC-INC in the next stitch. The second group completed. Continue crocheting. The third group completed. The fourth group completed. The fifth group is completed. Remove the stitch marker. The sixth group is completed. Put a stitch marker on the last SC. This is the last stitch. The last crochet SL. The hook is lifted upwards, pulling the yarn and also shrinking the loop under the hook. The second round is completed. Start crocheting the third round. Crochet 1 CH as turning chain. Crochet 1 SC as the first stitch. Crochet 1 SC-INC in the next stitch. The first group is completed. The middle 4 groups are not shown, only the sixth group is shown. Start crocheting the sixth group. The sixth group is completed. SL completed. Start crocheting the fourth round. Crochet 1 CH as turning chain. The order of this round is to SC, SC-INC, a total of 6 groups. The first group is completed. Start crocheting the sixth group. If you are not sure whether this stitch has been crocheted, you can look at the back, and the vertical yarns are crocheted. The sixth group completed. You can count the number of stitches between the 2 stitch markers. It should be 24. SL completed. The fourth round completed. Start crocheting the fifth round. Crochet 1 CH as turning chain. The order of this round is 3 SC, SC-INC, a total of 6 groups. Here we have a knot, which is a problem that all yarns occasionally encounter. It may be a problem for beginners, but it is actually very simple to deal with. In fact, it is equivalent to changing the yarn to another color. We put it on the back. Then crochet as normal. Place the knotted yarn onto the hook. The same is true for the following few crochets. Pull it a little harder. Cut off the excess yarns. The first group is completed. Start crocheting the sixth group. The sixth group is completed. SL completed. Fifth round completed. Start crocheting the sixth round. Crochet 1 CH as turning chain. Then crochet 30 SC in sequence. Crochet the last SC. SL completed. Sixth round completed. Start crocheting the seventh round. The order of this round is to SC, SCINC, to SC, a total of 6 groups. The first group is completed. Start crocheting the sixth group. The sixth group is completed. SL completed. Seventh round completed. Start crocheting the 8th and 9th rounds. The 8th and 9th rounds are crocheted 36 SC in sequence. The process of these 2 rounds will not be shown. This is what the 9th round looks like. This yarn can be cut directly. Start crocheting the 10th round. The rule for the 10th round is 2 crochet 5s, SCINC, a total of 6 groups. The first group is completed. Start crocheting the 6th group. The 6th group completed. SL completed. 10th round completed. The next 4 rounds are all crocheted 40 to SC. These 4 rounds only show the finished crocheting. This is what it looks like after the 11th round. SL completed. This is what it looks like after the 12th round. This is what it looks like after the 13th round. This is what it looks like after the 14th round. The next step is to reduce the number of stitches step by step. The rule of this round is 5 SC. SC to TOG single crocheted together, a total of 6 groups. SC to TOG is to merge, to SC into 1 to reduce the number of stitches. 5 SC completed. Next, we choose the FLO of the next 2 stitches to crochet. The so-called FLO, front loop only, is the yarn closer to you in the V. On the contrary, it is BLO, back loop only. Insert the hook into the FLO of the next stitch. Continue to insert the hook into the FLO of the next stitch. Yarn over. Pull from these 2 FLOs. Yarn over through the 2 loops on the hook. 1 SC to TOG is completed. Remember, when crocheting SC to TOG, the yarn must be pulled tight. The tighter the better. First group completed. Let's demonstrate the last 2 groups. The 5th group is completed. There is one point to note here. It is very easy for beginners to make mistakes. That is, after crocheting SC to TOG, when crocheting the next stitch, you must pull the yarn tight and the 2 stitches should be close together. Otherwise, when you insert the filler later, it is easy to have gaps. Here, because I was operating on the table and it was not easy to use force, some of the 2 stitches were not pulled to tight, and there were gaps between some of the 2 stitches later. At this point, the yarn must be pulled tight. In other words, the 2 stitches here should be close together. The 6th group is completed. SL is completed. 15th round completed. Start crocheting the 16th round. The pattern of this round is 2 SC, SC to TOG, 2 SC, a total of 6 groups. First group completed. This is the finished 16th round of crocheting. Start crocheting the 17th round. The pattern of this round is 3 SC, SC to TOG, a total of 6 groups. First group completed. This is the finished 17th round of crocheting. Start crocheting the 18th round. The pattern of this round is SC, SC to TOG, SC, a total of 6 groups. First group completed. This is the finished 18th round of crocheting. Start crocheting the 19th round. The pattern of this round is SC, SC to TOG, a total of 6 groups. First group completed. This is the finished 19th round of crocheting. Start filling. The filling should be very tight so that the shape will look better. Here is a reference, the hook fabric before filling. It is about 72 grams, and the total after filling is 126 grams. To facilitate subsequent crocheting, cut a piece of tissue paper or cloth to block the hole. Start crocheting the 20th round. The pattern of this round is SC to TOG, 6 in total. Here we found that the hook is difficult to insert. You can stand the hook upright and then hook the yarn. First SC to TOG completed. Continue crocheting. The 6 SC to TOG completed. Crochet the last SL. Lift the hook and cut the yarn. Leaves about 6 inches of yarn. Thread the yarn into the needle. Next, insert the needle into the FLO, the remaining 6 stitches. Pull the yarn tight. Insert the needle from the center of the last round, and then pass it through the gap next to it. Continue to look for a gap to penetrate, and then exit from the gap next to it. Cut the yarn and use a needle to poke the yarn, and into the gap. After you've finished crocheting, you may find some small holes. This is the problem mentioned earlier. As long as the holes are not too large, you can repair them with yarn. Take a piece of yarn and thread it through the needle. According to the method in the video, if the small holes are next to each other, they can be repaired at one time. Cut the yarn and hide the yarn ends. Repair other gaps in the same way. Next, crochet the wings. The starting method remains the same, but just make one magic circle. Then crochet 5 CH. There is no turning chain. Next, you need to crochet on the BLO. Skip the BLO, the 5th CH, and crochet SC, HDC, DC, DC from 4 to 1. Insert the hook into the BLO of the 4th CH. Yarn over and pull the yarn out of the BLO. Yarn over, pass through the 2 loops on the hook. SC is completed. The stitch marker can be hung or not, because the stitch is very clear. Yarn over, note that here is the yarn winding on the hook, and then insert BLO of the 3rd CH. Yarn over and pull the yarn out of the BLO. Yarn over, passing through 3 loops on the hook at once. 1 HDC half double crochet is completed. Yarn over, Insert the BLO of the second CH, yarn over, pull out the yarn over, through the first 2 loops. Yarn over, passing through both loops on the hook. 1 DC double crochet completed. Continue crocheting 1 DC on the BLO of the first CH. Start crocheting 8 DC on the 2 strands of yarn on your middle finger. The speed here is a bit fast, so you can slow it down. Tighten the yarn end. Crochet the other side. This side requires the hook to pass through the 2 outer yarns. In fact, it can be seen that the position here is the same as before, but in a different direction. It can be seen more clearly from the back. Actually, it is between these 2 yarns. Insert the hook into the first position and crochet 1 DC. Continue crocheting DC, HDC, SC. The last step is to crochet SL. Here, we use a method without any traces. Lift the hook and cut the yarn. Thread the yarn into the needle. Thread the yarn through the first stitch, and then through the FLO of the last stitch. This is SL with no trace. This yarn can be cut directly. Leave about 1.1 inches of the other yarn. You need 2 wings in total, which means you need to crochet another one. Now crochet the cockscomb. Make 2 magic circles. Crochet to CH as turning chain. Then crochet 6 DC. First DC completed. This is the first stitch of the first round. Hang a stitch marker. Continue crocheting. The 6th DC is completed. Tighten the circle in the same way as before. Start crocheting SL. Here we stretch the yarn and do not tighten it for now. Turn it over. Pull the yarn tight and finish SL. Crochet 1 CH as the turning chain for the second round. Then start crocheting 6 SC INC. Hang a stitch marker on the first SC, which is the first stitch of the second round. Continue to crochet 1 SC in the same position and complete 1 SCINC. Continue to crochet 5 SCINC. The SL reference wings here also have no traces. Thread the yarn through the first stitch, and then through the FLO of the last stitch. The last inserted position of SL. Tie a knot between the two yarns and cut them off. Part of the comb is complete. The other part is very simple. The second part is actually crocheting 6DC and then crocheting SL. I will not introduce it in detail here. The cockscomb is now complete. Start crocheting the foot, which also consists of 2 parts. Here you just need to make 1 magic circle. Crochet to CH as turning chain. Then crochet 3DC. Pull the yarn end tight to tighten it. No need to flip it here. You can pinch it to prevent deformation. Finally, crochet SL without trace. Finally, insert the yarn below, which is actually the yarn used for tightening. Finally, just cut off the 2 yarn ends. This is the middle part of the foot. You need to crochet 2. Start crocheting the second part of the foot. Crochet 1 CH as turning chain, then crochet 3 SC. The next thing is the same as before. This is the part on both sides of the foot. A total of 4 are needed. Next, glue the 3 balls together. Hot glue is used here, of course. It would be better if you had glue specifically for gluing yarn, as hot glue will be noticeable after drying. The large ball is in the middle, and the small ones are on the sides. The hot melt adhesive cannot be burned for too long. otherwise it will turn black. The bonding position is the position of the crocheted SL. Observe the bottom and top, focusing on the top. If you find that the top is not in the same direction, adjust it in time. Just press them together and wait for the glue to cool down. Glue the other side. One little foot is done, and you can finish the other one yourself. Start crocheting the tail. Make one magic circle. Here is crocheting to CH as the turning chain, and then 6 DC. He process here is not shown, referring to the crocheting the front of the chicken comb in. After the first round of crochet is completed, the second and third rounds are crocheted 6SC. The second round of crocheting will be a little troublesome. The yarn needs to be pulled slightly. Start crocheting SAL. The second round is completed. The third round is also 6SC. In fact, if you crochet SL no trace at this point, you will have completed the second part of the chicken tail. So the second part will not be demonstrated separately, but here we use the normal SL. After the third round is crocheted, start crocheting the fourth round. The first one is SC. The second one is HDC. The following two stitches are DC. Finally, there is HDC, SC. The last step is crocheting SL no trace. Cut the yarn and hide it inside, and you are done. The second part has been explained before. Glue the two parts together as shown in the video. Start crocheting the mouth. Start with a circle and crochet 3 CH. Hang a stitch marker on the fellow of the second CH. Yarn over *2. Insert the 2 yarns of the middle finger, then yarn over and pull out the yarn. Yarn over through the first 2 loops. Yarn over through the first 2 loops. Yarn over through the 2 loops on the hook till your treble crochet is completed. Crochet to CH. Insert the 2 yarns of the middle finger into the hook. Yarn over, pull out the yarn, and then pull it straight out from the loop on the hook. 1 SL is done. Crochet to CH. Crochet 1 DC. Crochet 1 CH. Still crochet SL at the 2 yarn positions of the middle finger. Cut the yarn and pull it out. Tighten the circle. Thread the yarn into the needle and insert the stitch marker position. Then continue inserting the yarn below. The other yarn end is inserted into the yarn above. If you're not satisfied with the shape, you can remove it and start over. Finally, all are cut off. The mouth is crocheted. Start crocheting bibs. Make a magic circle. Crochet to CH as turning chain. Then crochet 8 DC. Tighten the circle. Crochet 1 CH. Then, without moving your right hand, flip the hooked fabric over with your left back. Then crochet for groups of SC, SCINC. First group completed. Continue crocheting. When you are done, crochet 1 CH and cut the yarn. Thread the yarn into the needle. On the back, which is the front of the first round, hide the yarn. Choose your own location and insert the yarn on the back. Can be hidden multiple times. Do the same with the other yarn and cut it off at the end. Change the yarn and use red yarn. The reserved yarn length here is about 3.2 inches. Place the hook under the yarn. Wind the yarn counterclockwise. Yarn over. Pass the loop on the hook. 1 CH completed. Tighten this CH. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Yarn over. Pull out the yarn and then pull it out from the loop on the hook. SL is completed. Crochet 1 CH as turning chain. Then crochet SC in sequence, a total of 12. Crochet SL in the 12th stitch position. Finally, crochet 1 CH and cut the yarn. Take out the previously crocheted accessories. Find the position of the crocheted SL, align the part 1 of the comb with it, and align one side with the center point of the first round. Flatten it with your hands and apply hot glue. Press it for about 30 seconds. The part 2 is also flattened, coated with hot melt glue, and installed. The wings are installed in the gap below the 6th round, that is, between the 6th and 7th rounds, counting from the sole position, the 8th stitch. Align the top edge of the wing with it. Then use a needle to find a gap to stuff the yarn end into. There is no special requirement for the gap, as long as the position of the wings is not moved. The same is true on the other side. Check whether it is basically symmetrical. If there is a significant difference, you should adjust it according to your actual situation. Note, do not use hot melt glue here for the time being. The installation of the eye. Its position is in the 6th round, counting from the position of SL, the 13th stitch. Can be marked with a needle. It is installed directly in the stitch. It cannot be inserted directly. You need to use the needle to shake it up and down and left and right to expand it. After the eyes are installed, you can check them again to ensure they are symmetrical. If there are any deviations, you can adjust them yourself. Here, I also made some adjustments to the eye position. Now you can attach the wings. Be careful not to tilt the wings. Keep them vertical. Install the other side. Installation of the feet. The feet are located between the 16th and 20th rounds, with the upper part aligned with the upper wings. Note that they do not need to be aligned perfectly. The lower portion should align with the wings and the last round. You can press them manually to see the effect from the front and then make fine adjustments based on your needs. Install the other side. Installation of the tail. Install the tail between the 13th and 14th rounds. Logically, it should be where you crocheted the SL, but the actual location of your crocheted SL may be offset. So you need to adjust it yourself, below the comb, between the two wings. Install the mouth below the eyes on the 8th and 9th rounds. Install the small bib string between the 11th and 12th rounds. Apply hot melt glue evenly. Tuck the ends of the yarn into the slit near the wings. To complete the bib, add a piece of red yarn to the same spot on the back. Congratulations! At this point, I believe you have completed the crochet. If you find that it is still not perfect, please continue practicing. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can ask them by email or video message. Thank you very much for watching.